Alright boys, we are back. Got the new bike today. We're on the MT10, there's no more R1M. See what the twisty roads are like out here compared to where I'm from. So yeah, we're going to be hitting up 32 today. Should be a fun ride. Looks like it's going to be a good little ride. But yeah, so we're going to be talking about today how I bought my dream bike at 20 years old, which was the R1M. Put a picture of it up now. How I bought that at 20 years old and why I sold it. Let's get on the road. Alright boys, so let's talk about it, right? Obviously I bought an R1M not that long ago. I didn't have it for very long, and I'm going to go over a little bit of why later, but right now let's talk about how I bought it. For starters, I got a really good deal. It had a lot of miles. It had like 20,100 on it when I bought it. It was a 2016, had like 20,000 miles, fake carbon, all the good stuff. It needed tires. I got it for $11,800. Basically, I just paid his loan off. And the way I was able to afford that was I had a couple other bikes before that. I've actually never lost money on a bike. Any of the bikes I've bought, I guess, like just gotten a good enough deal there. You know, it's not. I've always made money. So the first bike I ever bought was an R7. It had like 6,000 miles on it. Bought it for $6,300. I put like 12,000, 13,000 miles on it. Almost had 20,000 when I sold it. And I sold it for $7,500. So I made $1,200 while also putting a lot of miles on it. So after the R7, I had that for a little over a year, I think. I bought a Gixxer 1000. It was a 2018 Gixxer 1000R. It had like 5,000 miles on it when I bought it. I bought that for $13,000, so that was actually that one was actually more. So that one actually cost me more than the R1M did. But so I bought it for $13,000. I ended up getting hit by a lady while I was riding it. She just kind of merged into me. It was completely her fault. So I got paid out. They paid me out like almost 20 grand with like all my gear and everything like that. Made about 6 grand on that one. Obviously that kind of sucked because that was my first leader bike and I only had it for like 2-3 weeks. And you would think maybe after that I go buy the R1M but no, actually, I bought another MT10. Which I also put a lot of miles. I think I put like 8,000 on that one. I bought it with 9. I think I sold it with like 16 or something on it. So, put a decent amount of miles on it. It was a 22. It was already like tuned. It had an exhaust and everything like that. And I bought that one for $9,500. Ended up selling it for I ended up selling that one for $10,000. So that was the one I made the least amount of money on. Still didn't lose money on it though. And then after that I went and bought the R1M. Actually I had a V-Strom at the time as well. I kind of sold both of them for the R1M. But that was fine. It was worth it. And currently, and then obviously the R1M I had for not very long, but I put like all the real carbon on it, put a bunch of carbon pieces on it.
a bunch of cool stuff on it. So and it's currently being listed on consignment at a dealership that I've worked with before. They actually sold the MT10 for me. But that's on consignment at Superbike Showroom. They're going to try and sell it for 18, which will get me 16. So I bought it for 11.8, trying to sell it for 16 after putting like 5,000 miles on it as well. So they're gonna give that a shot. If it doesn't, I'll have to drop the price a little bit, probably. But yeah, so we'll see if that one sells for that or not. But should be fun. And I just bought this one for 10.8. So, and this is a 24 with like 4,800 miles on it. It's a pretty good deal. So I'm probably gonna keep this one for a while, but yeah. So that's how I afforded the R1M at such a young age, and the way I got the initial investment for like the R7 and the money to go up to the Gixxer, which is actually where I've kind of been pulling the rest of the bike money from, was from that Gixxer, since they paid me like $6,000 over what I paid for it. So yeah, so I've kind of just been pulling money off that. But the way I afforded that jump from the 7,500 to 13,000 was I was working construction with my dad, and they paid like insane. It was like $45 an hour. Now I don't work there anymore because I don't want to stay in construction my whole life, but yeah, it was a great opportunity. It helped me save up a lot of money. So that's how I got the initial investment, that $6,300 for the R7, and then when I sold the R7, the $7,500, which I then had to add $5,500 on top of to get that Gixxer 1000. And then I've kind of just been writing that money the whole time since then. So that's how I bought the R1M. Now I'm going to talk about why I sold it, and why I bought another MT10 after owning one. And now, why did I buy it? Well, I bought it a lot of part because I wanted the views. An R1M gets kind of free views, which you can see with how, like, I mean, I doubled my channel size, I think. Yeah, I think I doubled my channel size with just owning that R1M. I mean, I was posting pretty consistently, but yeah, I don't think I would have hit that if I was just doing that with an MT10. So that's part of the reason I bought it, was for the free views. But I'm selling it because, one, I'm 6'7", so like I'm way too tall for it. I'm really cramped on it. The MT10 is way less cramped, and it's just so aggressive. Like, it just wants to kill you all the time. So it just wants to kill you all the time, and to be honest, I was getting a little bit sketched out because it had like 25,000 miles on it, and I kind of wanted to get out of it while I still had a good chunk of money in it. So like, I wanted to sell it for what it's worth, and get as much out of it as I can. Not to mention, significantly cheaper than the R1. Like a 24 R1 is still selling for, fucking 20 grand almost. Or I bet you could find something that are listed for 20 grand. But the MT10s are so much fun. You get a lot of the characteristics of the R1. I was looking for an SP but I think I might get one after this. Probably get the SP after this one. Yeah, I'll probably end up getting the MC10 SP after this because it's got the better suspension, which I did really like about the R1M, was how nice the suspension was. It was just too much of an aggressive riding position for me. And the MT10 is just way more like playful. And honestly, I like the lift control on the MT10 a lot more because it kind of like lets the wheel actually come up a little bit. It actually floats the front wheel a little bit for you as well. Whereas the R1, it just kind of wants to shoot it down. Now, obviously, significantly slower than the R1. One, this isn't tuned, but the reasons I sold the R1M was I wanted to get out of it before I, felt like I would lose my kind of investment. Not that motorcycle should be an investment, but it's like, if I'm up this much in a motorcycle, as far as buying it for $11,800, and it could sell for $18,000. If I'm that much up, kind of a no-brainer to try and get out of it. Before you put too many miles on it and then it doesn't sell. Because most bikes, once you hit like 30,000, they don't sell. Well, they do sell eventually, just not at the price you want, right? So like, I'd probably be able to sell it at like 14,000 to get me 12, and that's, now I'm barely breaking even off of it. Probably not breaking even because I had to put, new bearings and shit on it. Plus, the quick shifter and auto flip on these is just so nice.